I think it was a few things. I think we were up 3. Felt like we wanted to just kind of protect, try and guard the three-point line, the attention to there. So with Kevin's length and Royce's toughness and Ryan's, kind of toughness and length and athleticism, we went with that group, and, they were able to get a big stop and a big rebound for us.
And then obviously on the other side of that, Nurkic, you didn't play probably from 6:50 into that last bit. What led you to going that route with not playing?
Mason was great tonight, so I think our team, the bench, it's early. I think it's only 4 games, whatever it is, but lots of different guys on the bench have stepped up and played well, and, it's early for Mason, but I thought he was fantastic tonight. So, sometimes, there's different versions of going with the hot hand, defensively and energy and all those things. I thought Mason really had a big positive impact on the game, so we kind of rolled with him.
Another thing I had was just to be able to scrap and get a win like that, considering what happened last week. What are you most pleased with tonight?
Yeah, I think just the toughness, the edge that the guys are, developing and growing, the competitiveness. That's what we talk about, competing. When you can, take a punch like that in the first quarter, lean on your defense to get back in it, really lean on your defense the whole night. That's, I feel like if we can develop a defensive identity, a defensive toughness, we'll just keep working and trying to get better on the other end. But having that edge, that competitiveness on defense, I think tonight, really stood out.
Do you think that's the best defense you guys have played this year?
Yeah, it's, I thought, again, it's only 4 games in. There's been stretches in each of the games where the defense has been at a pretty high level. And, the hard thing is to sustain it for 48 minutes. That'll be a challenge. That'll be something we talk about during the year. And but certainly to go down like we did, and, I really feel like it was our defense that allowed us to get back in it and find a way to win. So, good effort there.
LeBron had kind of a tough offensive night. Was there anything in particular you were happy about how you guys defended him?
No, he's such a great player. He always deserves a ton of attention, a ton of effort. There was, I thought, the individual pride, and the guys guarding him. Again, I thought Mace, his verticality, his length at the rim. Even other guys, Royce and Ryan, are developing a knack for contesting shots and making it tough in the paint. Kevin's length at the rim. So I think it's a little bit of everything. And sometimes they just have an off night. He's such a great player. I don't know if it was anything that we did.
Book and KD both had it going tonight. What did you like about the balance between those two?
Yeah, I thought Book was, finding a way to get to his spots and get some of his looks. I thought, created some threes for him, and then the same thing for Kevin. He got to his spot a couple times, got good shots. So they're just great players finding a way to get it done for us.
Feels like Ryan has had an impact every time he's come in. What is it about him that's made him so effective when he's gotten in here?
Well, I think we've talked a little bit about trying to develop a defensive identity, a toughness, a competitiveness, and that's probably the definition of Ryan Dunn. I think he gives us an edge on defense. He gives us length and athleticism, takes on tough matchups. I think he's a rim protector, even at his size, a rebounder. And he's making shots and, in transition, layup. Just he's doing all the little things that go into winning.
Does his confidence in tight games like this surprise you so early in his career?
Yeah, it's we're all getting to know each other. So, Ryan's not any different than the whole group. And I think his teammates have done an amazing job of kind of supporting him, encouraging him, letting him know, how much they believe in him and to be aggressive, to be confident. And, it's one thing for the coach to say it, but when you have your teammates telling you and encouraging you, it just makes all the difference in the world. So I think the leadership from, our veterans, from our big dogs, has been really impactful on Ryan.
Royce's plus-minus has been through the roof through 4 games. What do you think about his game allows for him to impact it in the way that he does, despite being a guy who takes 5 shots a game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all the little things that go into winning. You know, it's getting a loose ball, it's getting a rebound, it's fighting through screens, verticality at the rim, getting to second actions offensively. He just keeps things moving. He just, you know, there's lots of little subtle things that go into winning. And Royce just really understands those and does them night after night. And, you know, he's been super, super impactful for us.
With Ryan's screen navigation, is that some of the best you've seen from a guy that young that you've coached?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think, you know, for a guy to just come out of college, even though, I mean, he has got you know, some experience there, some years, but his ability to get through screens, his ability to impact the game defensively, and again, it's early. He's got a lot of work to do. He's got, you know, there's some mistakes he's making, but he's learned every time he makes one. He wants to know about it. He wants to learn from it. His commitment has been high level, and there's been a lot of great plays for him defensively.
Mike, how does a coaching staff get a team, especially one that's so offensively gifted, how do you guys get them to buy into having a defensive identity?
I mean, you know, we work on it in practice. You know, I think the guys, I think there's a competitiveness and edge to our group that, yes, no doubt we have a lot of offensive firepower, a lot of talent, but I think those guys know that for them to win, for us to win, they've got to be great defensively. We've got to be great defensively, and you know, and some nights it may be our offense, but you know, hopefully every night we can bring our defense, and so we're going to continue to harp on that.
Coach, when you go small with Kevin Durant, you put him at the 5. How can you use his length and just versatility at that position to alter more shots at the basket?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's, you know, the combination of kind of he and Royce and maybe Ryan, not always Ryan, but Royce and Kevin, when we, you know, put out kind of the 5 small guys and whoever you want to call the 5, I just, you know, I think at the end of the day, Kevin's length can change the game at the rim. I think he's been rebounding at a high level. He's just been doing all the little things when we go to that lineup. And I think the guards have been getting back in and rebounding. Royce, you know, physical. So, but, you know, Kevin's length, at the end of the day, he's got the length to change and impact the game defensively if we go to the kind of that grouping.
Coach, the last couple of games, you guys have done a much better job of closing out games. How much emphasis have you put on that, considering the issues that the team had last year regarding closing out games?
Yeah, I mean, we've worked on it some, and, you know, I think there's nothing like having games that kind of put you, you know, in the lab, put you in the pressure cooker, and, you know, credit to the players. You know, they've been good down the stretch in, you know, several different situations, and we've worked on it some in practice, but there's nothing like getting these game reps. And, you know, I think that they're just, you know, they believe in each other. They believe we can finish games, close games. You know, tonight I think it was Brad and no Tyus. And nights it's going to be Tyus. We need to be able to do it different ways, and it's just a credit to the players. All right, thanks, guys.